My daughter wants 5 figures for her IVF treatment so she can have a baby. I said, no, I'm giving it to my stepdaughter. Am I the a-hole?
What are all these demands for IVF, you know? Like just...
Excuse me? Sam, I want a baby.
Why can't you just do it the old fashioned way and then like, you know, just like steal it from a nursery or like...
Straight Rumpelstiltskin that bad boy.
Just steal a baby.
I am a father of 2. Biological daughter is 26 and my stepdaughter is 18. I'm lucky to have established a good relationship with my stepdaughter that is based on mutual trust and respect. Very nice. I raised her when she was 2. I don't even call her my stepdaughter. I call her my own. She's always dreamed of owning a car and hinted about wanting a car for her 18th birthday for years, so I took it upon myself to try and save up for one. It took me years to save up to be able to get her a decent car as a gift, and I felt thrilled I was able to achieve this goal knowing how much it means to her. I haven't bought the car just yet, and I'm currently looking for a decent car around $10,000 to $13,000. My oldest daughter has been struggling with infertility, and she and her husband already tried the clinical route but weren't successful. They've stopped trying for a year due to financial struggles. I visited her last week, and she talked about how she's getting ready to go through another round of IVF.
IVF sounds so rough and so expensive.
We talked about the money, and she brought up the money that I was saving for her stepsister's car. I tried cutting into the conversation, but she asked if she could borrow the money and she'll repay it in a few months. I said no, because what's the use of getting money in a few months when I want to buy my stepdaughter her car?
Step car?
Step car? That's not where the gas goes. Her husband pointed out how his parents helped with the previous treatment costs, and now it's my turn since we're family. So he said my stepsister can get a car anytime later, but logically, the money should go towards a better case. I declined saying that it's her last birthday with family before she moves away for college, and I didn't want to disappoint her. My daughter said that she wasn't asking for a fancy new car, she just longs to become a mother. In all honesty, I stated even if I gave her the money, there's no guarantee the treatment will work this time. Her husband said I had my priorities messed up, asking who in their right mind sees their child struggle with such a massive issue and refuses to help, and then prioritizes a car over a potential grandbaby that every sane grandparent dreams of having. I asked why isn't someone else besides his parents helping, and my daughter said that they already asked others for money but are struggling with debt with her medication.
So in what world do you think if she's already in debt, how will she be able to pay OP back? You're not asking for a loan. You're asking for the money outright.
Asking for the money. Yeah. I said, even if the treatment pays off, then what? Did she really think having a baby while struggling with debts was a good idea? She got quiet and her husband asked if I could leave, and he won't call me selfish since I already know that's why I kept getting defensive. I left without further arguing, and my sister had a fight with my wife and argued with me saying that I got carried away in spoiling my stepdaughter to please her mom and neglected my blood daughter and made light of her struggles. She kept insisting that I do the right thing, but I was mad that my daughter told her. Even more upset that my son-in-law wanted to talk to my stepdaughter about it and spoil the surprise. I'd like to add that I'm not on good terms with my daughter's in-laws because of how they are in general, especially her mother-in-law, but I tried to stay civil. Still, she insisted on insulting my wife. My wife no longer wants to be around this woman, and it's understandable, but we're getting a lot of heat from my son-in-law for how we're reacting. I'm seeing a number of people asking why my daughter and her husband need the money now since they're young and can save up on their own. I'm not sure about that answer, but it seems to me that my daughter is getting pressured by her husband and his family, and adoption is off the table due to their mentality. My son-in-law is 33 years old, and he also has a medical condition to manage. Okay, Woo. There's a lot going on here. I would love to know what everyone thinks right now. Speak your mind. Let us know if you think OP is the a-hole. And then also, I mean, we've seen so many IVF stories or like infertility stories. We would love to hear your own infertility and IVF and other stories, either in the YouTube comments or even better on r/OKOP show, because we want to take some and invite you on the show. Sam, what do you think?
Is OP the a-hole? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I do think that there are many parents, if they had the financial means, that would want their children to be able to have children.
Totally.
So like, I don't think it's an unreasonable thing to ask your parent. But if they say no, you know, they say no.
What can you do?
They say no, they say no. I don't think OP's the a-hole. Especially it's like OP's daughter is not asking for a loan. She's asking for the money outright.
100%. I think they're deluding themselves into thinking they're asking for a loan, but in reality, they're not.
They're not asking for a loan. Yeah, I don't know, like, what is the best course of action here? If I was OP, it might be an a-hole move to actually say, hey, daughter, I'm going to give you a car, but if you want the car over helping your sister.
Right? It puts her in a precarious situation too, because you're like, I don't want to seem like a jerk, like for picking a car over niece, essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, do you want a car or do you want a niece?
That's really tough. I'm going to say OP should put it in the daughter's hands.
I would probably still go through with the surprise, and then maybe later down the line be like, I would tell my daughter and son-in-law, like, listen, I saved up this money. This is the plan I had for it. And like, if I had all the money in the world, I would in a second give it to you for the IVF. But like at the end of the day, this is what I was able to do over years of saving. And like, this is something I want to do.
I would be curious to hear if the daughter ever got some kind of like financial help for a car or a house or anything like that.
Or some sort of like equivalent gesture, even if it wasn't the same amount of money. Maybe back in the day, he was like financially worse off. And it's like, okay, I could only save up this, but here's like $3,000 for your high school graduation.
I would love to know if there was anything like that, because if there wasn't, then it's kind of like
favoritism.
It feels like a little bit of favoritism.
Yeah. I think the son-in-law and daughter are the a-hole for pushing him so hard.
Yeah. Especially if it doesn't seem like he has like, a ton
100%
of money to spend. But let us know what you think. Put it in the comments below and we'll see you soon.